Welcome, everyone. Today, I have a special guest. His name is Alan Donegan, who is the co-founder of the PopUp Business School, host of the Rebel Entrepreneur podcast, a financially independent pizza lover. I'm going to have to ask him what kind of pizza that is because, I'm originally from Chicago, so deep dish all the way. He is also a Marvel movie fan and writer. This I have to dive into a bit more. I want to know what your favorite Marvel movie is. I know you're listening, Alan. Alan works tirelessly, by the way, to inspire people to take control of their own financial destiny, making and investing their own money to build the life of their dreams. Welcome, Alan. Tell me more.
Introduction. What
Pizza.
An introduction. I have to live up to that now.
I'm so set on this pizza. What's your favorite pizza? Okay, like rapid fire question real quick.
Well, I know you're into deep dish. I'm so disappointed. Where's the Italian thin crust? Like pizza in New York is sensational, and pizza in Italy. I was surprised. Pizza in Milan, they're all about the cheese. They have a thin crust and then this massive layer of cheese. It was too cheesy for me. But yeah, thin crust pizza all the way, I'm afraid. Maybe I'll come to Chicago and you can show me true pizza and we'll do a vice versa test and see where we go. Yeah.
I'm down for that. We'll have to find, I know I've mentioned this, but I'll have to find the dairy-free, gluten-free pizza aisle, which probably discounts most choices. But I do remember once I was in a soccer tournament in New York, and it was the first time I've ever tried white pizza, which was like sauceless pizza, which was I was like, cheesy breadsticks. I like it. I can get down.
It was amazing, yeah. So it seems like we need to make a cauliflower base for you for your pizza.
Oh,
and then work out what to do. Yeah, it's kind of the best way to do it.
Yeah, I know we're here to talk about being a rebel entrepreneur and financially independent for people that are tuning in, but I just selfishly need to ask another question. So, favorite Marvel movie?
Like, I struggled to get past Infinity War and Endgame was such an epic scale. They were unbelievable. But I think Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, that film was just incredible for me. I loved it. And I kind of, even though I'm British, I feel like I understand Captain America with his standing up for his principles, not budging, taking the tough journey at times, even though it's more painful. I can't believe I'm likening myself to Chris Evans. Obviously not physically, but I do like to stand up for a principle, and I think that's important. So that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm always amazed by how good these movies are. Like superhero movie. It's going to be a bunch of fighting and action and like powers and stuff. And I'm like, wait, there's storyline and the acting is like, whoa. And like, it's really, I'm amazed.
And plot.
Good job.
And plot. You just, character-driven plot with real emotions. It definitely gets me thinking and going.
I'm waiting for the superhero movie that's just a bunch of entrepreneurs. And like their superpowers are building businesses. By the way, that was it. Like that.
Isn't that Tony Stark? Isn't that Tony Stark or Bruce Banner? Not Bruce Banner, Batman. Like basically they've got businesses, made a lot of money, and then they build tech stuff to defeat the world. But I do think entrepreneurship is a force for good around the world, because I think it's fascinating. If you build a business and you create financial resources, and by definition, a business is successful if it helps other people achieve what they want to achieve, and you gain some financial resources, then it's incredible what you can do with those. And one of the things I've remarked over the years is, without financial resources, it's quite hard to make change in the world. It's quite hard to do good. You still can, it's just harder. With financial resources, it's incredible what you can do. And the more money I've earned, the more I've been able to give back, to create change and to do good. So I think entrepreneurship is an incredible force for good. And maybe we should make that movie. It's a little bit less exciting because there's no capes and attracted people blasting each other.
Why not?
I think you could actually do good.
We could make one of the inventions be like a laser, and we would have to cover all segments of entrepreneurship though. We would need the solopreneur, we would need the intrapreneur or the side hustler, we would need like I've created a sustainable business that I can walk away from entrepreneur, and then he just creates a bunch of little superheroes doing the job for him. I'm not sure what the villain would be though in this movie.
Well, I've actually thought a lot about the villains in business and entrepreneurship, and I don't know. I'm nervous about this now. My thought always was, and so our business is about debt-free entrepreneurship. So for me, the people that have spread the belief that it takes money to make money, the banks that teach you that you need a loan to start a business, they're the bad guys. They're the people that are profiting off telling people that the only way to start a business is to write a business plan and to get a loan. Like, that should be defeated. Those beliefs, the people profiting off the failure of business, I think those are your enemies. Those are your bad guys, and we need to go out there and defeat those. And I've been on that mission for about 9 years now. So for me, there's a very clear bad guy in this battle.
Yeah, and don't mind that scrolling title there. That's just one of my superhero powers here. I was thinking about this the other day. I actually was having this conversation about money and entrepreneurship, and someone said, Ben, it seems like you're really more money focused over the past, year or so. And I said, well, it's an interesting thing about that. I'm still meaning focused, but the money gives me access to the people that I want to focus on. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but it was a kind of a change in perspective for me from just do your mission and be out there. And I never bought into you need money to start a business. I've always been like a frugal entrepreneur and just kind of like do something, test it. If it works, you made money anyway. So then just invest that back into the business. But I never really thought about money being the key to unlock some of the doors that were kind of closed off for me when I was just being so frugal, when I was just kind of doing things without that desire to make money off of it. And that money has then now created more change than I've ever created throughout my entire career as an entrepreneur. And I don't know if you see, with the PopUp Business School, I don't know if you talk about that in terms of, people's relationship to money.
We touch on it broadly at the PopUp Business School, but my wife and I, since we've become financially independent, have started running and giving away a finance course. So we do this in our spare time because it's fun. And one of the sections of our course is entirely on beliefs around money, because I think that is what fundamentally changes your relationship to money and then your ability for it to flow to you, what to do with it. And it's fascinating. The beliefs around money. My mum actually said to this, I hope my mum is not listening to this. She doesn't use LinkedIn, so hopefully we're okay.
Mom, earmuffs.
Yeah.
Mom.
She actually said to me, with no word of irony, money is the root of all evil. And that's an incredibly strong belief, and it's actually pervasive in some parts. And people believe the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. I always find that one interesting because money, up until recently, was made of paper. It literally does. Like, it's literally made of trees. What are you talking about? It doesn't grow on trees. But it's fascinating, these beliefs that then, because we believe they are 100% factual, we then act as if they're true. And that changes our actions and either traps us forever leaving a life of poverty or enables us to lead a different life. And a lot of people don't think they're beliefs, they're facts. This is the way life is. Whereas I tend to see them as beliefs that can be shifted because there's one person that believes one thing and there's one person that believes another, and then they get different results. Funny that.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Every time I work with a client, initially, most of the time is spent just learning their belief systems and saying, do your belief systems actually align with the areas that you feel misaligned in? Do you understand the correlation between your current belief systems and the reason why you're not making progress towards the goals that you've set for yourself? And you can't just tell someone that right away, or you have to kind of walk them slowly towards that realization. Because, like you said, they're facts that we operate our life within. And I think that's why they're also called limiting beliefs. What are your limiting beliefs to excelling as an entrepreneur? And I guess, what are some that you notice more often than not And these could be villains in the Entrepreneur movie that we're going to create together. And these can be some of the main characters. But in terms of success for an entrepreneur, what do you see holds people back?
Well, we've actually done a lot of studies. So we've before our courses over the last however long, 6-8 months, we've asked 980 people what stops them from starting a business, and they're just signing up to an entrepreneurship course. So they're just at the stage where they're thinking of starting. What's your biggest barrier? And there's 3 things that come up always. Number 1 is fear. So I'm not confident. I'm afraid. I don't know if I can do it. Am I the right person? Like all of those fears and beliefs that are around. Is this possible? Could I do it? Entrepreneurship's risky. There's a belief. Entrepreneurship is risky, and I need to risk my house. I need to risk everything. I need to go all in. That scares me. And there's fascinating beliefs around that. So number 1's fear. Number 2 is, what do I do? And it's really interesting. Even if they've written a business plan, they don't know what to do. Quite often business plans don't actually tell you what to do. They're just a load of stats off Google about the size of your market and what percentage you think you can capture, which is really good, like wonderful. I hope you can hear the sarcasm in my voice for that bit. Sorry, shouldn't use sarcasm. But they don't actually know, what do I do? Like, it's Monday morning. I've decided to be an entrepreneur. What do I do now? And that is a huge stumbling block. And then the 3rd is finance, based off the belief that it takes money to make money. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I need to build everything before I sell it. Life has to be perfect before I launch. So I need money to build all this stuff and make it perfect. Those 3 things, those 3 barriers are beliefs. Most of them aren't true. And you can come up with ways around them almost instantly. So we spend nearly all of our time battling negative beliefs about the possibility of progress.
And you said that most of them aren't true. All of them aren't true. And it's even, and I know it's hard to believe that for yourself. But I think also I founded Live for Yourself Consulting because I was just sick of hearing people hold themselves, like hearing the excuses and the belief systems that were holding people back from, what do you truly want? Great. Now go work towards that. What is holding you back? But if everyone could do that, right, then there wouldn't be businesses. I wouldn't have a business. So I wish the world to evolve and change. I wish myself out of business one day. And where do you think these beliefs really come from? Like where?
That's a good question. Where do these beliefs come from? I have theories. I don't have scientific proof yet, but here's my theories. Number 1, school education teaches you certain things. And in school, quite often they ask you to write a business plan for your school project. The reason they do that is they need something to mark. You need to hand something in. So suddenly we start to believe that the first step to writing a business is writing a business plan. Number 2 is television, social media, television, newspapers. You look at Dragon's Den, you look at all of these different TV shows, and they teach you need to get money and investment to build your business. And the reason is because that's exciting for Hollywood. That's exciting for these TV productions because it's all or nothing. What they don't realize is actually business doesn't have to be like that at all. But for media, it needs to be exciting. Otherwise, there's no interesting show. I'm come along and go, let's do risk-free entrepreneurship. And they're like, where's the TV show in that, Alan? It's like, well, you don't have to risk your house. You don't have to risk your life. You might have to risk energy and time, but you don't have to risk money. You don't have to risk your house. You don't have to risk these other things. So TV media likes to portray it in a sensationalist way. So we start to have some of these beliefs about it. And the other part is the sort of societal and cultural sayings that are handed down generation to generation. One in finance is buy as big a house as you can because it'll go up in value. That's one my parents tried to, Mum, I love you. I feel like I'm picking on you now, but I'm not. I love you. It's one that was passed down to me: is buy as big a house as you can.
Well, those are, I mean, the beliefs from our parents, those are beliefs that they've received from their parents and they've received from their parents based on generational in experiences and current, like their lives, the lives before them. Like I'm really interested to see how this shutdown and how this economy creates different belief systems, and then how those belief systems get spread, right? Because the seeds are planted now and they've been getting watered. And I don't know. What I do see though, is I see a lot of seeds that were planted in the past about entrepreneurship being this escape now blooming. Now, I think the motivation, like I think the fertilizer of like, this is my escape from the 9 to 5 and it's safer than working for another company because a company can just let me go. And I think those belief systems are also dangerous, because then it's like, what is the real reason for entrepreneurship? You know, what is the true meaning behind what you're trying to work on, instead of, are you trying to chase something? Or are you trying to escape something? So beliefs, I really love what you said, and I'm curious to see where things go.
Well, I think if we were looking for clear, practical things that you, I, and the audience to your show can do.
No, we don't do that here. We just
we don't do that.
No.
Okay,
no.
Let's talk just
clear,
about theory,
clear practical things. Let's do it. Advice. Okay.
It's doing an evaluation of your beliefs. It's over the next week or so, have a notebook with you, use your phone if you're modern and tech friendly, like whatever you want to do. But every time you catch yourself saying, I believe this, or I do this, or I am this, write that stuff down. If you ever catch yourself saying something that your parents said, write that stuff down and then decide, do I actually want to live that way or not? Does this belief help me or not? And here's how I would describe it. You could either have the belief that all people are generally good, or you could have the belief that all people are generally bad. Neither are actually true, because people are complex characters. The question is, which belief helps you to be successful in life, and which belief helps you to operate in life? I have tried to operate by, people are going to rip you off, and then I don't get anything done. I spend my time looking over my shoulder. I struggle. And I've operated with the belief, people have your best interests at heart. People are generally good. That doesn't mean I don't get ripped off occasionally, but I let those go. It's the price of doing business. And I operate from a place of trust. And if I do that, I find I make a huge amount more progress. I have a huge amount more fun, and I live a happier life. Neither belief are true. It just depends what you want to operate from. And then, so you do this belief thing where you identify your beliefs, and then you choose, how do you want to live your life? Dramatic pause there.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the beliefs you operate by?
I felt it.
What are some of the beliefs you operate by, Dr. Benjamin Ritter? What are the beliefs?
A big one that I promote and that I truly believe in is that you can have any type of work that you want, that there are no rules. There is no job description other than the one that you write. So you can, if you're working for an organization, you can raise your hand and say, I want to work on this work. You can move into another department if you want. You can change the social relationships that you have. You can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. So pretty much you can take control of your career. That's the big belief that I hold dear to my heart and preach incessantly. But then also expanding that to just our life. What do we want in our life? And not what we think what is capable from us or of us. And then once we get a clear understanding of what we think we want, we need to go surround ourselves with people that have that, to then challenge that belief too. And so it's this constant evolution of what beliefs are, what our vision is. Because like I tell a lot of entrepreneurs that say, I'm afraid to get started because this is the right idea. I go, it doesn't matter what the idea is. You just need to get started, because that idea is going to change anyways. And we're evolving creatures. And so I think, taking a broader scope from those belief systems, the belief is really, you don't really know. All you can do is operate by what you believe you stand for and what you care about. And then if you do that consistently and you say yes to opportunities, because there is no more discomfort, because I'm just living a life that I care about, then things tend to happen.
Yes. So there was so much there to talk about. Picking one of them is this entrepreneur thing of, how do I know if my idea is going to be successful? You would not believe the number of people that say to me, like, I'm just paralyzed. Like, I don't know which idea to go for. How do I know? And I spend my time going, there is only one way to know. The only way to know is to ask someone to buy. If they say yes, you have a business. Mm-hmm. If they say no, you have a learning opportunity, and you can ask them why, and you can work out what to do. But people try and figure out if they're going to be successful before they ask, because normally they're afraid of the rejection, they're afraid of the problems, they're afraid of the traditional approach. I have to borrow money to be able to get to the point I can ask for the sale. All of those things stop them. But there is only one way to know if your business idea will ask or not. And the only true way is to ask for the money. People will be nice to you up until you ask for the money. When you ask for the money, they'll tell you what they really think. And that's the only real feedback. So, and that's my belief. And I guess this is all the thing. This is a belief I've developed over years of helping people start businesses and starting my own. And that belief, I have found, unlocks people to make progress and has helped me to actually make progress with my businesses. So if you would like to, if you're listening to this, take that belief, test it, operate as if it's true. The only way to know if your business will be successful or not is to ask for the money. Try it, operate, and then see if it works for you or not. And that's actually one of the interesting bits I like to do. Is I like to take beliefs from successful people, operate as if they're true for a few weeks, and see if my life gets better or not. If my life gets better, I'll start to go, oh, that's a nice belief. I'll use that. I'll install it in the mental operating system. If my life gets worse, I'll go, that's a rubbish belief. I'm going to reject that. How do they operate like that? Get rid of that quickly and try a different one. And my current operating system is an amalgamation of the beliefs I've tested over the last 10 or 15 years. And I believe I found some good ones that actually work and enable me to live a happy life.
Can you share another one of those beliefs?
Well, I've got the people are generally good. Trust them. Yeah. I've got the only way to know if your business will be successful is try it. I've got people are generally nice, which is a sort of corollary one, which actually helps with that asking for the sale. I think people are so worried about being told where to go when they ask for the business, they stop. Like, most people are generally nice. I have people are lazy and busy, and they're not ignoring my messages because I'm a bad person or because they don't like me. They're just busy. They don't have time to respond. So that allows me to keep going even in the face of being ignored. I have money as a tool for creating amazing experiences. That's a belief that helps me to feel comfortable with money. I have so many of these. I have an entire operating system of
Sounds like
beliefs.
Another book. Sounds like a pocketbook I'd like to read. And
look inside Alan's head.
No, I mean, that's actually pretty much the topic of what I'm writing next is going to be a compilation of my stories and how they created beliefs and how they challenged my previously held beliefs. And, something I just want to say real quick about this idea of like asking for a sale. And because I had the message wrong for the first probably year and a half of my business when I was asking for the sale.
Interesting.
And I kept adapting that message and adapting it. And realized that it wasn't that my offering was not a good offering. It was just that I wasn't connecting to the people that I was trying to sell it to, and I wasn't speaking their language. And so anyone there that is listening that has a business idea, if you ask for the sale and get rejected once, I mean, it's like you said, a learning opportunity, but go ask for it 50 to 100 more times and adapt along the way.
Yes. Do not take one rejection as it's the end of the world. You would not believe how many times I've been rejected selling what I'm selling, and then you get better at it. And I think my business partner would agree with you completely, Simon. He gets frustrated with me because I just go out and pitch new ideas, but that's my process of getting better at doing it. And we'll come up with an idea in a coffee, and by the afternoon I will have pitched 10 people.
Wow.
And then I'll know, like, when I say this, I can see their face react. And I know the direct feedback is telling me that's not the way to say it. And then I said this, and they're like, oh. And that gives me the feedback. So I have found putting it online and seeing if people are interested is great. Telling someone face to face and watching their facial expressions respond as you pitch, that's the feedback. Then you can ask them, I said this and you reacted in this way. Tell me, what was the thought behind that? Then you find out the real stuff. So I would absolutely agree with you. Like, pitch 50, pitch 100 people. Go to a networking event where you do speed pitching. Refine it every time. Try it.
Yeah, and if it doesn't
After
exist,
COVID
go create
times,
one.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
If it doesn't exist, just go create one. There's a free business idea for you.
Exactly. And that's how you learn. That's how you improve your pitches.
Okay, this was beautiful. I loved every second of it. I feel actually like I just feel more calm and centered, and I'm focused more on my beliefs right now. So I'm gonna go write all my beliefs down. I hope everybody does too.
I love that.
Where can our listeners find out more about you?
Oh, thank you. So if you want help with your businesses, we have the Rebel Business School and the Rebel Entrepreneur podcast. Just Google those, or Google my name, Alan Donegan. My wife and I do a finance course, which is on alandonegan.com. And all of our courses, everything we do is completely free. The business school courses are funded, so you get to come along for free. The podcast we just do, we put out, it's fun, it's what I like doing. We've made our money, so we're in a phase of our life where we want to help as many people as possible. And that's the plan.
Yeah, we touched on the belief of money, but not the financial independence component of your work. And I think, listeners really, really check out Alan's other work, his website, the podcast, because how he speaks on how to create financial independence. So you can be sitting on a beach listening to waves next to an ocean, which you'll get that reference if you listen to some of Alan's work, and not have to be in front of a Zoom screen all day. And I think that's what some of us want, or some of us think we want. So let's work towards it.
Well, I guess the closing message for anyone listening to this is the extraordinary belongs to those that create it. And if you want an extraordinary life, no one's going to hand it to you. You have to build it. So taking those daily actions that build the life of your dreams, you can build it. You can do it. Get out there and build it. If you do it the same as everyone else, you'll get the same results as everyone else. If you do something different, you'll get different results. If you do something extraordinary, you'll get extraordinary results.
I'm not even going to add anything. I'm just going to say bye. Go get extraordinary, everybody.